Meanwhile, in Tupac news,
The shooting of Tupac Shakur once again underscores the violence that has surrounded this man since he shot the superstar.
4 people pulled up, opened fire. Shakur and Knight.
Tupac Shakur was shot several times in the chest. Shakur was pronounced dead.
MAKAVELI in this, Illuminati, all through your body. The blows like a 12-gauge shot. Feel me?
Daz Dillinger. He says Tupac was a Crip before death row. He took to Instagram and he said, before Tupac was on death row and cursed by Suge, he was crippin' with thug life.
My first words was Thug for life, and Papa passed the Mac. I'm busting on these other suckers brawling.
I said, Pac, don't let this gangbang come between us, aka Death Row versus Dog Pound. True facts.
You want a real Pac story? So when Pac chose that side, it kind of divided Death Row too.
What was the feeling of Death Row at that time?
They was really gangbanging up there. It was a line up there.
There was a lot of like animosity. There was a lot of tension.
And it's kind of crossed because Snoop is the one that suggested Pac even come over to Death Row.
Between like, you know, like the Outlaws and us.
Pac would be alive today if he had stayed allies with Snoop and not cross Snoop.
Only Gab can do it like this. Yo, YouTube, what up? This your homie Gab. I'm in the building. And this is MAKAVELI Media. Snoop Dogg and Tupac. There's a lot of layers to this story. I think the whole Snoop Dogg and Tupac thing is a lot deeper than everybody could probably imagine or basically ever thought it was. You hear Faison Love saying that Snoop Dogg brought Tupac over to death row. You hear Snoop Dogg say that. And you hear Snoop Dogg also say how close him and Tupac used to be before Tupac came over to death row. Something happened along the way. Somebody got somebody's ear, and voila. You got two one-time friends, now rivals, just like that. Let me give a shout out to my homeboy Majesty from the Live Squad. What up, General Majesty? I conducted an interview with Majesty once before, and what Majesty told me was downright shocking.
Go ahead. Do you think that was a bad idea for Pac to go with Suge and Death Row?
Well, we all know the shadow that's on Death Row, so of course it's trauma, you know what I mean? And then remember who Pac's family is, you know what I'm saying? In Cali is IDC. That's Chris. Hell no, that wasn't a good idea. Because you bringing niggas that's been beefing with each other for 30,000 years and they're around each other, these different sets. You know how it is in Cali? And
right.
Death Row was like the White House of...
He told me the biggest surprise about Tupac signing with Suge and Death Row wasn't the fact that Tupac was leaving Interscope, or wasn't the fact that Pac, who was a made man already in the music industry, was going over to basically be a worker for Suge when he was trying to start his own label at one time. It was the fact that Tupac's crew, his whole Thug Life crew, was in blue. And they were now going over to Suge, that donned red. Now, he said the only person that Tupac was taking with him to make this transition was Big Syke. And he just thought that was so thorough on Syke's behalf to go inside Death Row with Tupac by himself, knowing what they was getting themselves into. Now, I'm not insinuating that Tupac was either a Crip or a Blood. I don't know that to be true. I'm just telling you, this is the backstory to the Snoop Dogg Tupac feud. So Snoop brings Pac over, and once Pac gets cool with Suge, next thing I know, it's about you and Suge. And, you know, Suge's homeboys and Suge's half of Death Row. Snoop may have felt like, dang, I brought you over. You know what I mean? Now it's all about them, you know? One thing for sure, Suge wanted Tupac to himself. What I mean by that is anything Tupac had going on before Death Row, he was not interested in it at all. You know, Tupac came over and he started fresh. He turned Dramacidal into the Outlaws, and he kept, like I said, Mo Preem and Big Psych. But as you can see, Suge figured out a way to get Mo Preem out the picture. Shout out to Mo Preem. And then he also figured out a way to get Big Psych out the picture. Oh yeah, he got in Pac ear and told Pac the Psych tried to cut a side deal, and you know, next thing I know, Big Frank said Psych was gone. So I'm like, dang. Suge wanted to, in my opinion, destroy what Tupac had and rebuild him in his own image, the way he wanted Tupac to roll. But who he wanted Tupac to roll with. Now, something else I know about Tupac that I know for a fact is that if you cool with Pac, whoever you cool with, Pac become cool with. So if Pac got 2 homeboys, right? And each one of them homeboys got 25 homeboys with them. Now Pac got 52 new homeboys. The 2 he met initially, and they had 25 friends apiece. Your crew become his crew. So from the outside, it may look like, yeah, Pac was rolling with Big Stretch and his set. That's only because Stretch is man, and now Stretch homeboys is his homeboys. But was Tupac truly affiliated? Same thing with Suge. Pac got cool with Suge and Death Row. Now Buntry, Neckbone, Mob James, yeah, all them his people now. So somebody looking back saying, wow, is Pac rolling with that set? Or was, like I said, or was just Tupac army building? You know what I mean? Was he army building? I heard, I forgot who told me this. Somebody used to run with Pac. Said they would go from city to city, right? And you know how fans be like, yo, give me your phone number. And they brush him off like, yeah, I'll give you my number. Oh, let me get yours. Pac would really give fans his phone number. And the rapper was like, yo, I pull him up like, yo, you really gave dude your phone number? Pac said, yeah, I do that every city I go in. Now I got a soldier in every city. So when they come back to that town, Pac reach out to dude and be like, yo, I need this, I need that, I need that. When he come in town, they roll out the red carpet. So Tupac was smart. He was smart. He was pre-thinking, you know what I mean? He was nation building. He was army building. But everybody can't understand the movements. You know what I mean? I bet Snoop probably was offended. Because, you know, Snoop and Suge wasn't best friends. You know, Suge did some horrible things to Snoop Dogg, man. I mean, you heard the stories of drinking pee and, you know, humiliating Snoop Dogg in public and in the studio. And we even hear stories of Suge making Tupac slap Snoop. So, I mean, if Suge is basically bullying Snoop and Pac is supposed to be Snoop homeboy, now he in on it too. I mean, hey, that's a terrible thing, you know, if that really happened. Because let's not kid ourselves. Suge didn't have the type of love he had for Tupac, for Snoop Dogg, for a lot of reasons. One is because Snoop set. And for 2, Snoop was never really Suge artist. Suge didn't handpick Snoop. Snoop came over through Dr. Dre. So, I mean, his allegiance to Snoop Dogg was bare minimum. So when he found Tupac, you know, it was all about Pac. But Snoop Dogg felt like it was his idea in the first place. He looked at Tupac like a friend. So now I bring you in. Now you rolling with him. And you know Snoop was jealous. Let's make that clear. Outside of all the noise, Pac came in and took stuff over. We already established that. Tupac's star power shot to the moon. It surpassed Snoop Dogg. The other stuff was insult to injury. But what I want to ask y'all today is, why is Snoop Dogg so quiet? Why didn't he have anything to say in rebuttal to what Faison Love said? Because Faison Love placed the blame right at Snoop Dogg's feet.
I always felt when Pac died, it was because Snoop could have stopped that whole thing.
Oh yeah, Faison said Snoop Dogg could have stopped the whole thing. But he was basically saying Snoop Dogg carried it like, okay, even though you was my homie at one time, now you want to roll with them? You going to get treated like them. You on your own. I ain't stopping nothing. And he let it happen. That's what Faison said. He said that Snoop could have stopped the whole thing. My question to you is, because I always ask y'all, it's bigger than me. My question to you, could this be a reason for Snoop Dogg's resentment for Tupac? Or was it clearly just a case of jealousy? Or maybe it's none of the above. Maybe Snoop Dogg is just misunderstood. Maybe Snoop Dogg was loyal to the people he was with the whole time. If you can read between the lines. Snoop came in one way, and you know, to this day, that's what he still represent. So just think about it. I was scratching my head like, why would Snoop be rolling with Biggie and Puffy behind Suge and Pac back? Just maybe Snoop Dogg felt like, okay, Pac, we friends, and you put Suge and his crew over me, well, I'm going to put Biggie and his crew over you. And maybe Tupac didn't have allegiance to either set. Like I said, Thug Life was nation building. Pac was trying to take people from all walks of life and put them in his army. So if he had to gather up some Crips, if he had to gather up some Bloods, that's what he was doing. He was nation building, and he was looking for soldiers. Tell me what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Please share and like this video. I'm your homie Gab. I'm signing off. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm about to hit y'all with the peace.
So Snoop, you can chime in, cuss me out, but that's just how, I was there.